Good Friday morning. Hope you're having a wonderful beginning, a start to a beautiful weekend, November 8th. Yes. And we are in 2 Chronicles, the 27th chapter, and it talks about Uzziah's son, right? He was the king of Judah who had to be separated because he had leprosy, because he did not acknowledge the Lord, and he did too much. He did a job that was not under his job description. And his son, Jotham, became the king after his death, and he was 25, and he reigned for 16 years. And this is very interesting, this chapter, because it talks about his life, and he accomplished a lot. It says he did which was right in the sight of the Lord. That's what we want. That's in verse 2. And he was not like his dad. He didn't do too much. He didn't enter into the temple. But the people still did corruptly. Even though he was able to obey the Lord, the people still cut the food. Something else that was very interesting about this chapter is he was able to accomplish a lot. He was able to build castles and towers. And that reminded me of the castles in Europe. When we were in the Rhine River, going in Germany and Switzerland and France, if you looked outside of the ship, the window, you saw in the hills hundreds of beautiful old castles built hundreds of years ago. Yeah, well, this king was able to build cities and mountains and build those structures in the hills. And he was able to fight against the Ammonites, and he prevailed. And he became, this is the most important, he became mightier because what? He determined, he prepared his ways before the Lord his God. And this chapter only has 8 verses. No, 9. It was very short. And maybe our eulogy or obituary or resume might be short, but it's how much life we pack into the days that the Lord gives us. Amen. Like I said, there's so many people, I've never heard of so many, and it might be you or I next, who are graduating to glory. But what are we doing with the time that the Lord has given us? How is the work of our hands? Is the labor of our hands blessing the Lord? Because this is November 8th, we go to Psalms 8 and 38 and 68 and 98 and 128. And we're going to start with Psalms 128 backwards. It says, "Blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, that walketh in his ways." When we respect and put him first. Why? Because they shall eat. They shall receive the yield, the dividends, eat the labor of thine hands. It shall be good. Happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. There's a lot of successful people who are suffering with sadness, and they are not happy with millions of dollars. That's why I admired our superintendent, Eddie Johnson. He was like, it's not about the money. Hey, his body started breaking down. He started falling, collapsing in places, taking this med and that med, and that's not wellness. You want to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. It shall be well with thee. And in Psalms 98, we want to be able to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. All the earth, make a loud noise. Just like we hear a train. Yeah. And the seas are roaring, and nature, they're rejoicing. That's the happiness of the Lord. Not the clamor and the tumult and the chaos out here, but it's joy that we can do his work. Working backwards, Psalm 68. We love the Lord because he loads us with benefits daily so that we can do our work. Psalm 68:19. Even the God of our salvation, who poureth out his blessings. Yes, he does. God hath commanded his strength, and we're able to do great things. And then if we go 30 verses behind that. Psalms, or 30 chapters. No, yep. Chapters behind that. Psalms 38. When people are trying to distract us and subtract us, this is the time when it's good for us to be dumb, right? In Psalms 38:13, it says, I am a deaf man or deaf woman. I heard not, and I was as a dumb man that openeth not his mouth or her mouth. Meaning when the haters are like, you're doing too much. Why are you working on this project? Why you got to get up and, serve the Lord? Dumb. You act like you don't hear them, and you act like you're mute. You don't answer to them. You don't have to respond to everything, because guess what? You're on a mission to do the work of the Lord. And why? Psalms 8. Oh Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. He is the one who made us to have what? Dominion, to have control over the works of his hands. He's created everything, and he's put everything under our feet, even our enemies. So stay focused, do the work of the Lord, and enjoy the happiness and the wellness he gives his children. Good day.